Coleman Hawkins owes the fans of Kansas State a huge apology because he is straight stealing from them and the university this season. Let me explain. Coleman Hawkins started his college basketball career at the University of Illinois, where he played for 4 years before transferring to Kansas State. And while he was at Illinois, he was a good player. As you can see, he was there from 2020 to 2024. And the big thing about him was he improved every single year he was at Illinois. From the time he was a freshman to his last year there. Increased his points per game, increased his rebounding, increased his three-point shooting. He just became a better player. He was never the best player on his team, but he was a great role player at Illinois. Now, Coleman is listed at 6'10". So as he developed his three-point shooting, he became a matchup nightmare for the other team because he could stretch the floor and he could still rebound really well. Now, after earning all Big Ten honors, he decided to enter the transfer portal. Coleman's big thing was his size. At 6'10", being able to handle the ball and being able to stretch the floor, there wasn't many guys in college basketball at that size that you could run a pick and roll with on the wing. He was one of the few. He, of course, decided to transfer Kansas State University. When he got to Manhattan, there's a lot of things to be excited about. They got a guy who had constantly improved every single year at Illinois, and now it looked like he was poised to take another step forward and become a leader on whatever team he landed on next. Unfortunately, since Coleman got to Kansas State, things have not turned out well. He's only averaging 10 points, 6 rebounds, only shooting 30% from 3, and shooting a really inefficient 40% from the field. Now, these numbers honestly are not that bad for a college basketball player. They're pretty solid overall. But what makes the story of Coleman Hawkins so interesting is the NIL money behind this. Now, it's hard to get real numbers in the NIL world, but it is estimated that Coleman is making $2 million a year in NIL money. Now, if that's true, he would be the second highest paid player in college basketball behind only Cooper Flagg. And of course, Cooper Flagg is arguably the best player in college basketball this year, a Player of the Year candidate, maybe the number 1 pick in the draft next season. Coleman isn't even a first-team All-Big 12 player this year. And he's being paid the second most amount of money in NIL for college basketball this year. Now, if I'm a fan of Kansas State, I'm wondering why we gave this guy so much money. He's never been on the caliber of one of the best players in college basketball, so why should you pay him that much money in NIL? The Big 12 is a guards league. Why are you giving so much money to a bigger player when the whole league is ran by guards? I would love some Kansas State fans to chime in on this video. Let me know in the comments if you guys think that Coleman Hawkins is being overpaid, and let me know what player I should cover next.